Only about 20 heads of states will be attending the Turkish government's centenary commemorations of World War I's Gallipoli campaign, also known as the Battle of Çanakkale, on April 24 to 25, a date chosen to deflect attention from Armenia's centennial commemoration of what they consider to be genocide. President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan had invited 102 heads of state, including Armenian President Serzh Sarksyan, to the Gallipoli commemorations, which are traditionally commemorated on March 18 every year. Sarksyan, in an open letter to Erdoğan, turned down the invitation and called on Turkey to stop its denial policy. Sarksyan had previously invited Erdoğan to the centennial commemorations of the Armenian genocide in Yerevan. Turkey denies that the mass killings and deportations of Armenians in 1915 at the end of World War I amount to genocide. The Prime Ministry's Directorate General of Press and Information, BIM, announced on Wednesday that the 100th anniversary of the battles of Gallipoli and Çanakkale and the Istanbul Peace Summit, to be held on April 23 to 25, will be attended by senior representatives from 73 states, including 20 heads of state, 3 parliamentary speakers, 3 vice presidents, 5 prime ministers, 2 former presidents, 28 ministers, 7 deputy ministers and 5 general secretaries of international organizations. Today's Zaman has learned the Arab League was not among the international organizations that were invited to the Gallipoli ceremonies. A foreign diplomat in Ankara told Today's Zaman the Turkish government at first stressed that the invitations were originally only for heads of states, heads of governments and ministers, but after receiving poor responses, the government notified the embassies in Ankara that invitations to the Gallipoli commemorations are also extended to ambassadors as well. A number of countries, including the US, are attending the commemorations at the ambassadorial level. A U.S. Embassy spokesperson told Today's Zaman on Wednesday Ambassador John Bass will be the U.S. representative at the Çanakkale ceremony. Russian President Vladimir Putin will be going to Yerevan for the centennial commemorations in Armenia, while Russian Duma Speaker Sergei Naryshkin will be attending the April 24 Gallipoli events. Serbian President Tomislav Nikolic will also be attending the ceremonies in Yerevan, while the country is sending its first Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Ivica Dacic to attend the Gallipoli commemorations. French President François Hollande will also be attending the ceremonies in Yerevan and is sending a Minister of War Veterans to the ceremonies in Turkey. Danish Ambassador to Turkey Ruben Madsen, in an email response to Today's Zaman on Wednesday, said Denmark has not been invited to the ceremonies. I confirm that Denmark has not been invited to the event. This is natural, seen in the background that Denmark was neutral at the time and not involved in World War I, Madsen said. A spokesperson from the Spanish embassy also told Today's Zaman Spain was not invited to the Gallipoli ceremonies either. Switzerland and Sweden were also among those not invited, Today's Zaman has learned. Greece will be sending Defense Minister Panagiotis Kominas, who created tension in the region in late January after dropping a wreath in the sea near the Karduk, also known as Emia, islets from a helicopter in remembrance of the soldiers who died in the Karduk military crisis between Turkey and Greece in February 1996. Turkish fighter jets entered Greek airspace and were intercepted by Greek jets as Kominas and military chiefs flew by helicopter to the islet of Emia to drop wreaths in memory of 3 Greek officers killed nearby in a helicopter crash 19 years ago, the Greek Defense Ministry said. Erdoğan, we are not competing with Armenians. President Erdoğan, commenting on the Armenian commemoration in Yerevan on April 24, used an accusatory rhetoric on Wednesday. After his meeting with Iraqi President Fuad Masum in Ankara, Erdoğan said Armenian government officials will insult Turkey while Turkish government officials will be in Çanakkale. We don't have Armenia on our agenda. We will start our program in Istanbul by speaking about world peace. This is our difference. Armenia is acting as though we are competing with them. We don't have such worries, said Erdoğan. He also reiterated that Turkey is ready to open its archives about the 1915 events and called Armenia and other countries to open their archives. According to the Hurriyet Daily, the heads of states from Albania, Azerbaijan, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Chad, Djibouti, Iraq, Ireland, Kosovo, Macedonia, Mali, Montenegro, Niger, Pakistan, Qatar, Senegal, Slovenia, Somalia, South Sudan, the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, KKTC, and Turkmenistan will attend the events in Çanakkale. Hungary will be represented by its former president. The Prime Ministers of Australia, Moldova, New Zealand, and Romania will be in Çanakkale. Neighbouring Syria will be represented by Syrian National Coalition, SNC, spokesperson Khaled Hoxha, since Ankara considers the current regime in Syria illegitimate according to the report. Bahrain, Canada, Croatia, France, Gabon, Georgia, Ghana, Guinea, India, Lebanon, Lithuania, Mongolia, Mauritania, Mozambique, Singapore, South Africa, South Korea, Tajikistan, Tunisia, and Vietnam will be attending the ceremonies at the ministerial level. Prince Charles and Prince Harry from the UK had confirmed their attendance long before. While Turkish Cypriot leader Derviş İrolu will be attending the Çanakkale ceremonies, Greek Cypriot leader Nikos Anastasiades will be attending the commemorations in Yerevan in a move marking the long division of the island of Cyprus before a new round of peace talks resume. The Holy See will not be represented at the ceremonies, according to the officials from the Vatican Embassy in Ankara. The Hurriyet Daily reported that Vatican Embassy officials cited the Cardinal's poor health as the reason for the Vatican's absence. Pope Francis' recent remarks acknowledging the 1915 events as the first genocide of the 20th century had angered Turkey. Prime Minister Ahmet Davutoğlu even accused the Pope of being part of an international conspiracy against Turkey. The name of the Cardinal President of the Pontifical Council for Justice and Peace had been on the participant lists for the ceremonies updated by the Turkish Foreign Ministry on April 10, the Daily reported. Kadri Gürsel, a columnist for Al Monitor Daily, said Erdoğan aimed to force world leaders to make a choice between Turkey and Armenia, with the expectation that many will favor Turkey due to Turkey's bigger international weight and significance. Gürsel argued that if a leader is unable to attend the Turkish ceremony, his or her attendance of the Armenian one will be even more unlikely. The first stop of the commemorations will be Istanbul's Lütfi Kırdar Auditorium. Prime Minister Davutoğlu will represent Turkey in the peace summit there. On April 24, there will be commemorative ceremony in Çanakkale, where President Erdoğan will be the host. Some of the foreign guests will be attending the dawn prayer for the Australian and New Zealand Army Corps, ANZAC, on April 25.